Hey, how's it going? Today you and I are going to be unboxing the Cuisinart FastFreeze ice cream maker. It seems like they're trying to make an ice cream machine to compete with the Ninja Creami that's a lot more simple. What do you get in the box? Watch this video and find out. So you ready? Let's get into this. This is the Cuisinart FastFreeze ice cream maker. Basically, that's it. It's just one big piece, looks kind of like a shake weight. And if you're being real technical, it's sort of a reimagining of an immersion blender. Making ice cream with this is supposed to be as easy as 1, 2, 3. Basically, you prep your mix and freeze it just like you do with a Ninja Creami. Once it's frozen, you kind of pick what you want to make and then you blend it and it comes out looking something like this. The FastFreeze can make scoop ice cream, milkshakes, slushies, and sorbets, and those are all available by selection on the top of the stick right there. The machine's got a 3-year warranty too, so I like that. There's another picture of the machine, and there's a close-up of probably s'mores ice cream. Just an educated guess, but we got graham crackers, chocolate, and marshmallows here, so probably a pretty good guess. And then right over here, we have some advantages of using this machine. You get customizable flavors over buying scooped ice cream from the freezer department in your grocery store. Quick and quiet, which would be quick and quiet in operation, not necessarily preparation, seeing as how you do have to freeze your pints ahead of time. Compact convenience, maybe, because the machine is supposed to be pretty small, but we're gonna find that out in just a second. It's got 5 presets on the machine, which we will go over. And the cups and lids are dishwasher safe. Just remember that this thing isn't dishwasher safe. Don't put that in there, just the containers down there. Inside the box, let's see what we got here. All right, we got the instruction manual here, but it looks like it's the instructions and the recipe book both. This just tells you how to use your machine. This is for registration of your ice cream maker. And then we have safety information here, how to operate everything, what all the parts are, what all of the settings on this thing do, and also your warranty information. And in the back of the book, we have our recipe section. Just descriptions here, no pretty pictures or anything like that, but you do have quite a bit of different recipes in here, so that's nice. And then back here is more of the same, but in Spanish. Don't lose this in case you need it for reference later. Take it that these small things are the containers. We're gonna unpack these first. Well, that's cute. There's pint container number 1, and these are very small. Each one of these containers holds a maximum of a half pint. What? So if you have a Ninja Creami, this holds half of the capacity of that. Less if you have a Creami Deluxe. Right here is the maximum fill line that you would use for your unfrozen ingredients in here. And it does have a foot down here at the bottom, and that's just because when you're processing your ice cream, that acts as the bottom of your machine. The only other part of this is this plastic cap that goes right on the top here for freezing and storage. Okay, number 2, probably more of the same. Same, but different colored cap. And I'm going to assume, judging by the shape, this would be our 3rd one. And it is. Got a gray cap. So it does come with 3 containers. I'm digging that. Okay, next, let's see what this is. All right, this is the base portion. So the stick actually comes into 2 pieces. This is spring loaded. So when this gets pushed down, the paddle portion here gets pushed into your pint for processing. It looks like these blades are a very, very similar design to what you get in a Ninja Creami, except a lot smaller. And even though this part looks like it's permanently affixed in here, you can push it up so you can clean that shaft if you want to. So at least they're not leaving you totally high and dry on the cleaning aspect. Right, Ninja? And then we got a metal gear at the top here. I mean, the construction on this is pretty nice. It seems pretty solid. So, you know, I can appreciate that. Okay, the only other part we got is the stick. And this thing is heavy. Okay, here's the stick portion. You can see all the different settings we have. We have soft serve ice cream, scooped ice cream, looks like milkshakes, and probably a slushie there since it sort of looks like a 7-Eleven slushie. The setting in the middle is for mix-ins. And the way you would change the setting that you want to use would be to turn this ring right here to the setting that you want to turn on. And I'm assuming by holding this button down, that's how you activate the blades. The power cord on this thing is pretty outstanding. I mean, that's something I always complain about with these devices because they're sort of short. This thing, put that all the way out there, that is 4 feet long, something like that. I'm liking that, especially since this is a handheld device. You're really gonna need that extra length so you're not fighting with the socket all the time. The way this thing goes together is really simple. The wand portion just slips on over the top of your blade like that, and then this screws into the bottom of this piece right here. Now, if you try to install this on the top of your blade tree, just like this, it's not gonna go on. In fact, it can't go on there unless this thing is locked into the bottom, like that. You can tell if this is locked in by the little lock indicator here. See, that's locked in. That is not locked in. See, comes off. See, it is locked in there. Seems a little bit easy to unlock and unlock though. I would imagine that would be a little bit harder to do, but we'll see if that's going to be a problem or not during our review of this thing. Once you have that on there, now we can set this thing onto the top like that. And you can see if I'm pushing this down, I'm actually pushing the blade down into our mix. One interesting thing about the way this machine works is if we compare this to a Ninja Creamy, the Ninja Creamy, you set everything, you push a button, it typically takes about 4 minutes to make your scooped ice cream from your frozen pints, and the machine just sort of controls the upward and downward motion of this thing. That way you know it's not going too fast or too slow. With this, it looks like it's gonna sort of be relying on you to supply all the downward force on this. So I would imagine it would be pretty easy to be pushing on this thing too hard and to push through your ice cream and not process it properly. I may be wrong about that, but at first look, that's kind of what I think it could be. But in any case, if this thing does work really well, it might be a really good alternative to using something like a Creamy. The half pint containers here is another story completely though. I mean, you have to freeze these for about 24 hours before you can eat them. So if you're gonna have something like this, I would imagine you'd want a whole bunch of these things because I can eat all this in like 2 minutes. So that's just something to think about. Now, if you disassemble this, you could fit these into a drawer in your kitchen pretty easy. So storage is not a problem with these, but fully assembled like this, the height, just in case you were wondering, would be 16.5 inches tall. And since this is a round shape, we probably don't really need to go depth and width. We'll just go with the width, and that would be 4.5-ish inches at the base. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Alright, I'm going to plug this thing in to see if it works. You see the green light there? It tells you it is on. Like I said before, to operate this machine, first you select what you want to do and then you hold down the button. So if I'm just doing the mix-in setting, this should actually be the slowest of all the settings. Let's see if I'm right. Pretty darn quiet actually. And if you're running this, it tells you when to change directions. Like right now it's green. That means I should be pushing down on this. And then when it changes to red, you know it's at the bottom. So then I can just kind of let it come back up. See, switches back to green when it's at the top again. Let's see if these other settings have different speeds. Here is the, looks like scoop ice cream. A little bit faster maybe. The soft serve. Faster, like it should be. Slushy. Sounds like that might be even higher speed. And then that other thing is milkshakes. So they're definitely going different speeds. That slushy one is the highest one. And just so you can see exactly how loud this is, we'll run this at the highest speed and you can see this. Highest I saw was about 61 decibels, so it's not bad. If you've got something like a Ninja Creamy, then you know that that's a massive difference in the sound level, because Ninja Creamies sound like an airplane taking off at the airport or something. They are loud as heck. Now, unfortunately, since we're just unboxing this right now, I can't really show you an ice cream demo in this like I normally would with other products, and that's just because we don't have anything frozen in here because I just took these out of the box. So what I'm gonna need to do with this is mix up a bunch of different stuff, get them frozen right away, and try to come back with a review as quick as possible. At this point, I'm not exactly sure how optimistic I am with this. Cautiously optimistic, maybe. But one thing about this is that this does not sound very powerful at all. So how much power does this thing put out? 250 watts. So it's got a little bit of torque to it. Well, we shall see. The Cuisinart FastFreeze ice cream machine seems pretty compelling, but admittedly for me, that's mostly due to the much lower price. The main thing though is the quality, and after I make a few pints of ice cream, I'll be able to compare that to something like the Ninja Creamy. Admittedly though, the half-pint size of the ice cream containers is a little bit concerning. Over the next week or so, I'm going to be making all sorts of different ice cream in this to put it to the test, and when I have enough information, I'll be back with a full product review. If you'd like a little bit more information about the Cuisinart FastFreeze, I do have an Amazon affiliate link for it down in the description of the video. If you buy anything through those links, I do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay 1 cent. If you like this video, you might like this video right here where I unboxed an Icy Treat ice cream maker. That's another machine that's competing with the Ninja Creamy, and if you check out that video, you'll see how different that one is as well. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon, and until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.